The director of Russia's Federal Service for Military Technical Cooperation Dmitry Shugev has said that India had suspended participation in the fifth-generation FGFA fighter jet program based on the Russian Su-57, and while it seems impossible today, but it is impossible to say undoubtedly that this topic has been put to a complete end. He also said that India's participation in the FGFA project was frozen until the final entry of the Su-57 into the Russian Air Force. The first Su-57 was delivered to the Russian Air Force in December 2020, and 22 fighters will be delivered by late 2024, and their number will increase to 76 fighters by 2028. The Federal Service for Military Technical Cooperation has said that it has assessed the future of development of a joint fighter jet with India, and top Russian officials continue to emphasize that India retains the option to restart the FGFA project once the Su-57 fighter jet enters squadron service. Hindustan Aeronautics and the Indian Air Force have agreed to jointly develop the Tejas lead-in fighter trainer variant, for which it has already got the in-principle approval, and the procurement projection of around 30 units from the Indian Air Force. HAL plans to demonstrate the Tejas lift flying test bed by 2024, and is also in talks with the Indian Navy to sign a deal for a Tejas naval variant that could be used to train pilots for deck-based operations and combat roles. HAL is in talks with 3 countries for the sale of Tejas aircraft and its trainer variant, and is fully confident that it can close at least one export order for at least 30 aircraft. The DRDO and Indian Air Force have conducted flight tests of both the satellite navigation and electro-optical variants of the smart anti-airfield weapon, and the intended targets were hit with high accuracy in both the tests at the maximum range of 100 kilometers. The electro-optical variant of the SAAW is equipped with indigenously developed imaging infrared seeker technology and an automatic target acquisition capability that significantly enhances the precision strike capability. The Ministry of Defence had cleared the first orders of the SAAW in September 2020 for the Air Force's Jaguar deep strike aircraft and Su-30 fighters and the Navy's MiG-29K. The Indian Air Force had already tested the SAAW from Su-30 aircraft in dual-rack pylon configuration, and a Su-30 can carry a total of 32 SAAW with the use of quad racks. There are plans to integrate the SAAW with the Rafale and Tejas Mark 1A aircraft, for which the French firm Rafale Group had unveiled the AUF-4 multi-ejector racks that could carry 4 SAAW on each of Rafale's underwing hardpoints. The U.S. House Armed Services Committee has asked the Director of National Intelligence and the Secretary of Defense to identify the benefits and risks of expanding the Five Eyes network to also include India, Japan, Germany and South Korea. A member of the Armed Services Committee, Ruben Gallego, has said that the Five Eyes Intelligence Sharing Pact needs to be updated to keep a better watch on China. The Department of Military Affairs has asked the 3 armed services to conduct studies on the structures of the new theatre commands and formations, and submit their reports by April 2022. The Indian Air Force had expressed reservations on the way these theatre commands were being created, and the Indian Air Force has not yet nominated any officer for conducting the study, as per the new instructions issued by the Department of Military Affairs. At a time when India has invited Czech defence companies to take advantage of the opening of defence manufacturing sector in India, and create joint ventures to produce for the country and for rest of the world, India's Chief of Defence Staff met his Czech counterpart today, and discussed new steps to take forward the defence cooperation between the 2 countries. He also met with the Foreign Minister of Czech Republic and discussed about enhancing defence cooperation. He also met the Deputy Minister of Defence Policy and Strategy of Ministry of Defence, and exchanged views on strengthening bilateral defence cooperation.